Welcome back to Weekly Briefing. A new filing from Special Counsel John Durham revealed details about how a tech executive monitored internet servers of then-sitting President Donald Trump while he was in the White House. While some media outlets have ignored the filing, comedian Jimmy Kimmel claimed it was completely false.
Meanwhile, Trump's terrible kids are making the rounds, desperately trying to protect the golden goose. Last night, Eric took time out of his busy schedule to promote this made-up Hillary Clinton spying case they're now pumping into the Fox News viewers' soft oatmeal-like brain.
Wow. John, are leftists even capable of being objective? And I love, by the way, how they're like, well, let's say something bad about Trump's kids.
Well, it's, if you, what's that saying lawyers have? You use the facts, and if you don't have the facts, you pound the table or something like that. It's an effort to just kind of change the subject. The Durham report, what's unique about this is there have been no leaks at all, which means that he probably is not partisan. He's probably a straight shooter. He's probably got some real facts. And, the other thing is that Hillary Clinton and Mr. Sussman actually come out and they've pushed back on Durham, which means that there probably is something there.
And it's interesting about this, Derek, I'll ask you, because this is a court filing. It's not a report he put in the media. This is something you have to swear to when you file it with the court. So he's got to have something.
Exactly. I was actually having a conversation with a couple of my friends yesterday. We were just talking, having some beers, okay? So we was going at it. It was like, dude, okay, if the feds are after you, it's pretty serious. And so for the feds have filed charges against you.
Yeah.
If you're in the community, the black community, and the feds are after you, it's over. It's over. And so for them to sit, the left and the media to sit up and act like there's nothing going on with this case, it's insulting to other people's intelligence.
And I think they're just trying to
deflect.
Trying to deflect. And
I think it's going to change soon, though, and I think it's going to change pretty soon because I don't think they can continue to ignore it. There's too much.
And the more court filings, and someone's going to get convicted, and then how are you going to say, oh, it's a fake conviction? And yeah, they're unraveling. All right, Joe Biden, and by the way, you need to let me in on those beer conversations. Joe Biden's COVID team held a press briefing announcing that they are coming to a stage where COVID is no longer a crisis. Amazing. As Democrat governors lift mandates across the country, the Biden administration swooped in to claim credit.
As a result of all this progress and the tools we now have, we're moving toward a time when COVID isn't a crisis, but is something we can protect against and treat. The President and our COVID team are actively planning for this future.
Amazing, Dr. Shea. Joe Biden saved us from COVID.
Praise God, right? Yeah.
You can't say that. You're supposed to say praise Biden.
Praise
apparently.
Biden. Well, that's a bunch of bunk, which is really, really interesting. The reason all of a sudden we're saved is something Tim mentioned. It's because midterms are coming up, and his ratings are, as I like to say, in the toilet. Only 6 weeks ago, the White House put out a statement. You remember it was called the "Just Jump in the Coffin" statement, where Biden said, "You're all going to die if you're not vaccinated." And by the way, Merry Christmas. But everything's changed all of a sudden. It is propaganda and it's a narrative. And I can't remember if I said this or not, but more people have died on Biden's watch than during Trump's. So this is they use the COVID narrative according to how they want to control. When they can control the American people with fear, they'll do that. But now they don't need to because they've got midterms.
And it's an interesting point that all of those fear-mongering tactics that they used just a couple months ago never actually came to fruition. And no one really followed their guidance. We still skipped masks. We still stopped doing whatever they were telling us to do, and everything worked out just fine.
Do you remember just a couple of weeks ago, everybody was up in arms because, did you get your government tests in the mail?
Yeah.
What happened to the tests? We don't even hear anything about testing anymore.
It's because they solved it. They cured it, Derek. Come on, keep up. All right, students and faculty at the University of Nevada staged a walkout over the state ending its mask mandate. The group walked through the quad, calling on the university president to reinstate a mask mandate. Reinstate the mask mandate! Reinstate the mask mandate! Reinstate the mask mandate! Reinstate the mask mandate! Tim, does this make you question college tuition?
It does, absolutely. And it makes me question logic and science and all these things. And these guys need some practice with her sign was upside down. There was all kind of things happening with this. I'm not sure what's
They
going
need
on.
someone who can call cadence.
Someone that can call cadence,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe you should go down to Nevada and
Yeah,
help them out
it's
with
been
that.
a while.
This is insane. I mean, to demand that mask mandates come back is, to me, means the one thing that they know they can control, like Dr. Shea said, have control over people. They're losing that control. They're losing their ability to strike fear in people. And so they're saying, hey, we want that back. And so that's what they're demanding, is their ability to control and put fear into people.
Yeah.
I got 2 kids in college. If my daughter and son was out there, if y'all don't get your butts back over here,
But what I don't understand about it is
my tuition money.
they can wear masks if they want to.
Right.
They sure can. They sure can wear masks if they want to. What's interesting there is that those were mostly a lot of white women. And by the way,
I thought that too. I was hoping no one would point that out.
well, I talked about this poll. In this poll, that's the highest support for mask mandates is amongst upper class, well-educated white women. And I think this demonstrates a little bit how out of touch they are because, as I said before, support in the African American Hispanic community is like down. It's a
Right.
disaster.
Yeah, it's all about control.
It's an elite. They were expressing an elitist point of view. I think.
Right. And this is the temper tantrum.
Exactly right.
This is the temper tantrum. They
That-
didn't get their way, so they're going to demand it.
Yep. All right, it is time for the lightning round. Here we have 3 minutes and give the panelists each 10 seconds to answer and get through as many questions as possible. We'll start with Tim. Reports say CNN averaged just 444,000 viewers last week, which is the network's worst performance since 2015. What stunt will they pull to try to boost those numbers?
I think there's going to be a story that'll come out about a non-mask wearing January 6th person that is racist and, that Donald Trump. They'll just talk about Donald Trump. There you go. That's what it's going to do.
Yeah, he will boost their ratings.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter because they're lockstep with Biden's narrative on everything. So his ratings are down. Theirs are going to stay down.
Oh, good point.
Another variant.
Oh, that
Yes.
Another variant.
Derek's devious mind.
They need to steal away Christina Bobb and the weekly briefing and
Exactly,
from OAN
right?
and put that on.
I don't know that their viewers would like what I have to say. Okay, President Trump made his first post on Truth Social, saying he'd see everyone very soon. What does the future of social media look like?
I think freedom and First Amendment. You get to say the things that you want to say, and I think that the Truth platform coming out is going to allow that to happen again.
That's encouraging because I was going to say that at least for the near future, I see more suppression of free speech, though, until people stand up for their civil liberties.
He's back.
Yes.
He is back. He's smart, and he sees the high profit margins of places like Twitter. Anytime you have those kind of profit margins, there's room for a lot of competition, and he knows that, and
Yep.
that's what he's doing.
All right. 3 liberal San Francisco school board officials got recalled from their position for being too left-leaning in San Francisco. Are Republicans focused on schools and parents in 2022?
Absolutely. This was one of the winning issues here in Virginia. I think so. But in San Francisco, I mean, at some point when people are like pooping in the streets and stealing all your stuff, enough is enough, even for liberals.
Right.
What I think is important about this is that it's not so much the Republicans, it's the parents. The parents all over the U.S. have changed these situations, standing up for parental rights and standing up for their children.
All right.
Absolutely, parents. And if you have a child, you just have a different passion about what's going on.
The thing is, they were trying to rename these schools while they were closed, and that's what got everybody upset.
What was Abe Lincoln?
Exactly. They're saying, why the heck are you renaming? Why don't we try to open them instead of rename them? And so here you are.
All right. Don't go anywhere. When we come back from the break, we cover which topics our panel thought was important. We'll be right back.